Hello everyone, my name is Apostle Dr. Rebecca, and this topic that I'm doing today is on bipolar disorder. And it's an informational topic that I'm doing for a blog talk radio show that I do regularly weekly called Christian Counselor Cast. And I'm also doing this for Christian Counselor Network, headed by Apostle Janan Silan Perez. And so with that, I'm going to get into the topic of bipolar disorder. And so what I'm going to do first is introduce myself, and I'm following this time a strict outline so that I don't get going around in circles. As I said, my name is Apostle Dr. Rebecca, and Michael, I have an organization that I'm a president and founder for with my sister and 4 other directors called Phoenix Alive Christian Ministries, president and the CEO of it right now. We're a grassroots organization. We have 6 emerging streams, and one of them, or 7, and one of them is this one where we upload and do videos to do with educational or Christian counseling topics usually, or pastoral or whatever. And so I'm an ordained minister and chaplain, as well as a consecrated bishop. I'm an apostle in office, that is both my calling and my office. I'm also a bishop in office, formally right now, currently, with Female Apostles on the Rock Association for Kingdom Women Ministry, as well as Phoenix Alive Christian Ministry, which is our own ministries, what I said, incorporated in Canada, that one. And also for GMC International Churches, I'm a consecrated bishop there for the purpose of establishing ministries and churches as led. But at any rate, my educational work and background to do with this topic here is that I do have a degree in psychology, and that one's a secular degree from the University of Alberta in Canada. I also have 1 to 2 years in psychiatric nursing experience right from a mental hospital, and over 2 decades in psychiatric and mental health allied work experience in all types of settings, from licensed to non-licensed care, as a mental health worker and residential coordinator and other jobs, allied medical jobs, working with just about every kind of special needs and challenge in those systems from psychiatric to medical. And so for my graduate work, which is fairly recent and within the last couple of years, I have seminary education beyond that, a master's degree as well as a doctorate in church administration and Christian counseling was my major, and I'm doing a second doctorate right now in doctorate of divinity, currently right now through North American Theological Society, that one. And so also, that's my educational and work background. I have over 2 decades, as I said, in work experience in all types of settings to do with psychiatric or mental health. And I also have personal experience in that I have a very close family member who has this particular bipolar mood disorder and has it. So I have actual testimonial and experience as a family member, in addition to all that other experience. And so I would like to start by defining it. What is bipolar disorder? What is bipolar mood disorder? And so let's just take the word apart. The word bi means 2, and polar means opposites of a spectrum. And so that we have mood, bipolar mood disorder, mood, and so it's a disorder of the mood. And the polar goes polarized from very lows to very highs, and the extremes of balance and instability, the very lows being depression, and the very highs being what's called mania. It was formerly called manic depressive disorder, but because of stigma, it's been changed to bipolar mood disorder. And every time there's stigma, they change the label of it so that it's not associated anymore with those misconceptions and fears and ignorance and all that, in an attempt to deal with the stigma partly, but also to give it a more accurate name so that the name more accurately depicts the actual condition. It takes a lot of fear out of it when we understand what's going on. And so what it is it's a disorder of balance, and it's a medical condition for the most part. It is also a genetic, inherited, strong genetic component to it. My close family member, for example, has got this condition from a genetic related to the condition inherited by the father, and that father inherited it from the same genetic inheritance. And so it is very strongly genetic. And so it's a medical condition, and it's treated largely for that reason medically. It is not something that is just about with the blues, or something that's within our control, is what I'm saying. It's really a loss of control and stability. And so I would like to give you a little medical fact about the body that is pretty standard. If you study any aspect of the body or medical, you'll learn a concept called homeostasis. Now, homeostasis, taking the word apart, homo or homeo means same, and stasis means to stay the same or stable. So the body seeks balance, and this is called homeostasis. Now, it's very sensitive, anything that disrupts that balance, any minute even chemical changes or biochemical changes in the body, from genetic precursor or cause of that, triggering that, will end up with a pathology of function in various ways. For example, in the mood in the brain, with biochemical changes in the brain chemistry, or in metabolism in the body directly because of the changes in the brain. And so this ends up with a host of symptoms that it causes, and a lot of the treatment would be to treat the symptoms, because there is no cure presently other than to manage the symptoms and provide other supports around care in order to get the person through. And so what is its nature? What is the nature of bipolar mood disorder? Well, it's, as I said, a disruption in body homeostasis or balance in some very important ways through biochemical changes in some neurochemicals, such as it's been associated with, such as serotonin, 5-HT levels, etc., leading to changes in perception, mood in the brain, and causing either increased stimulation of the neurons, and so then you would end up with mania, on the spectrum of mania, or increased mood, increased energy, faster, or you would have decreased stimulation of the neurons from the lack of neurochemicals, or the decrease or increase of certain other ones, which causes depression. And these are the mood effects. This in turn affects also the body metabolism, either to speed up or slow down, depending on whether it's increased to mania or decreased to depression. And so, as I've said, there's a very strong genetic component to it. And there are various scales that are used to diagnose, or for assessment and diagnostic purposes, in order to come up with an effective treatment plan. For example, one of these useful scales measures the intensity of the mood and the body, therefore the body metabolic disruptions, etc. For example, one such scale would be a -10 would be severe depression, a 0 would be normal, and you have the numbers in between there: -9, -8, -7, -6, -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up to 0 would be grades of depression from 0 to -10. Now, grades of mania from 0 to +10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, +10. +10 being severe mania, probably the person's been hospitalized by then. Either end of this, severe to moderate to mild. And so we have varying intensities of it. And so